Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassie and this is Cass in Hand. Today we are talking about 5 ways that you can deal with financial stress, or how you can deal with the financial stress that you go through day in, day out. Now, most of us can be very stressed financially, especially towards the end of the year when we choose to buy gifts and, celebrate occasions with our friends and our families. Now, especially with how this year has gone down, most of us are probably panicking because, first of all, we haven't even reached our financial goals for the year and we're probably in debt, or we haven't even earned enough income for the year. Sometimes not even stressed from raising kids, or at least getting married to someone who isn't even good with money. Now, if you're able to reduce that worry or that stress, you'll be able to focus more on other important aspects of your life and relax more and even do more with yourself, knowing very well that you've always got a plan to handle your stress when it comes to you. Now, today I'm going to be giving you 5 of the tips that I use to ensure that I'm not financially stressed or I'm not worried whenever my finances aren't going as well as they should. And the first thing I do whenever I'm encountering any financial stress or worry is that I determine what I can change in my situation that could help my finances. Now, with determining what you can change, there's usually 2 or 3 things at stake. The first thing being you having an income issue, the second thing being a spending issue, and the third thing being a combination of both, which is actually really bad. Now, especially if you're having an income issue, this means that your take home at the end of the month is unable to cover all your bills and all your spending at home. That means that you need to look at ways that you can reduce your spending or reduce the amount of bills that you pay, or negotiate on some of these bills to ensure that you're paying less, which means that your income will then become enough to cover those bills. Now, if you're having a spending issue, that means that you need to look into ways that you can cut off these spending, whether you're stress spending or you're doing retail therapy or just buying anything and everything you want. It is a matter of cutting that down and ensuring that you're not spending over your budget and living within your means. Now, if both of these 2 things, when you change them, doesn't help, then you can determine to see whether you need to maybe look for a higher paying job or get a side income or a side hustle that can help you to balance out your current bills or even your expenditure for the month. Now, if you see that these things are things that you can bring down, but you're finding it difficult to do, you might want to seek professional help as well, because some people just can't stop spending, and that obviously eats into their money and their finances. Once you're able to help with these things, it would help you to be able to reduce the worry and reduce the stress. So definitely determine what you can change. Sit down and understand what your current finances are and see any area that you can change it. Now, the second thing that I do, which is something that I believe everyone should do, is to have an emergency fund. Most of the times, the reason why I'm usually stressed is because an issue has come up, or some bill has come up and I haven't got the funds to pay for it because it's not in my budget. But once you have an emergency fund, with these emergencies or financial, blows that comes, you're able to then withstand them and use that emergency fund to pay for them without having to dip into your savings or your investment fund or even any other financial pot you've got going. It helps you and covers you and insulates you in situations where there is nothing else to look forward to, especially when you haven't got a salary coming through. For example, you might encounter a financial stress when your car breaks down. Now, a car repair can cost a fortune, or it can cost as little as £100, depending on what is spoiled or what is destroyed in the car. Now, exactly these situations can bring you a lot of stress that could cause you to go crazy or tap into your savings account or money saved aside for something else. Now, if you've got an emergency fund saved on the side, you'll be able to just tap into that and repair your car, and it'll be smooth sailing from there, because now you've sorted out the problem and your finances are still in order. You've not gone over budget or under budget, and everything is just going straight. This way, you are able to reduce the stress that comes in the future or any other day because you've got that emergency fund saved up on the side. Now, for most people, they may find it hard to build an emergency fund, which is why I created a video the last time. I'll link it up here for you to check out, which can help you better understand what an emergency fund is and how you could possibly try to build one, especially if you're struggling to make ends meet. Now, the third thing that I do whenever I'm encountering any financial stress or worry that you could also do is to ensure that you monitor your progress or even your decline in your finances, because whatever isn't traced or tracked can't be monitored and you won't be able to see where all these money is going. Now, for the positive side, if you track and you're making progress, that can help you alleviate some of the stress that you're going through and give you a positive urge to be able to continue with what you're doing. On the other hand, if you see that you're declining in maybe your savings account or you're going into debt, you'll be able to easily find ways to curb that sort of situation from going down the drain, rather than waiting until everything's just gone worse and struggling to find ends to meet it. It's always easier to track and monitor it and attack it head on than waiting for it to get worse before you attack it. One thing you have to remember, though, is that you can always change your financial situation around. And it's much easier to do that when you're not living anxiously, or you're not living stressed, or having everything come towards you at once, which is why monitoring and tracking it is really, really key to financial freedom. Now, the fourth thing that I think everyone needs to do to even prevent any financial stress from coming through is to have a budget in place for every single month. Listen, guys, you don't have any idea how important it is to create a budget. I've made videos about budgeting and they're all going to be tagged up here for you to look at. But it's really important, if you don't want to be stressed out, especially in the upcoming year or even towards the end of the year, is to have a budget in place for every single transaction that you intend to make. Every single purchase, every single expense that you want to pay for, make sure you budgeted for it. This ensures that your money's already been set in stone to do those jobs, and so you're not having to worry or think about where the money for that payment is going to come from. Setting money aside for every single purchase would relieve you of the stress of having to think about it in the first place. This budget can even help you to ensure you've planned for your expenses, put money towards your savings, and even find extra money on the side to even put towards your debt. Because sometimes, unless you're budgeting or seeing where each and every amount of your money is going, you won't see the extra pennies that you could put towards your debt. So this is really, really key as well. Make sure you budget to relieve the stress that comes every single month for you. Now, the last but not the least is if you're really, really struggling, or you're really in debt, or you're finding it hard to manage your money, you really want to look into getting an expert help or a financial coach to help you, with these stress that you're going through. A financial planner can help you with your basic money management. A debt counselor could help you to see avenues that you could look to getting your debt down. And even, investment coach can help you to put your money towards the right places that could earn you the best interest. So always look into speaking to experts and coaches who can help you, not just anyone, but people who are experienced in that field to help you. So there you have it, beautiful people. These are 5 things that you can do whenever you're encountering any financial stress or going through any financial stress that you can do to ensure that it alleviates you of those stress and those worries. This is Cass in Hand, a platform for individuals and entrepreneurs who are looking to level up their personal finance, take charge of their income, decrease their debt, and build wealth. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and share with friends and family. See you next week. Bye, guys.